Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Kessler, and we're back again for another round of the introduction to the HeartQuest. So here we have a picture that represents most of the stressors that we're going to see in our patients. And each of these plates, these people are juggling the plates back and forth. And this one represents the standard American diet. This one over here represents relationship stress. One up here represents electromagnetic field stress, EMF stress. And there's toxins, toxic overloads with glyphosate and heavy metals and intestinal imbalances such as dysbiosis and gut permeability problems where we're leaking things through that shouldn't be getting into the blood, such as lipopolysaccharides, which creates tremendous inflammatory cytokines, and we see that in a lot of our autoimmune problems, lack of exercise, and we have job stress, which is a big deal today, and insufficient sleep, which is another big deal today, and hidden infections and food intolerances. And when I say SNPs, that's single nucleotide polymorphisms, and those are mutations in our genes, either coming from one parent or both, which would be homozygous or heterozygous, and those affect our enzymes, our ability to make certain enzymes. And if we have a mutation there, then obviously that enzyme is not going to be as efficient. And we have financial stress, we have information overload, which I'm experiencing, and disrupted endocrine systems, and decreased sun exposure, and structural imbalance, on and on and on. But we know that some of our patients, they can handle quite a bit. They have strong constitutions before this tremendous stress load gets to them and they start to break down. And then we have some patients who have weaker constitutions. But all these plates have an effect on the autonomic nervous system's ability to regulate. And that's, part of the heart rate variability situation. So heart rate variability will show us how well the patient can juggle multiple stressors. And we're back here to Charles Darwin, who says it's not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent. It is the one most adaptable to change. Which takes us to this incredible research endeavor where they're offering $1 million prize to teams competing, and they're all the teams that are competing in this contest, which I'll tell you what it is. It's the Palo Alto Longevity Prize that asks if the aging code can be cracked. The answer lies in preventing the unraveling of homeostatic capacity, which we'll talk about. So all teams competing are using heart rate variability as the biomarker in this contest. And they say, that they're saying is that heart rate variability may be the best biomarker to living longer and increasing longevity. And they say here that homeostatic capacity and adaptability is the key to health and longevity. And physiologic mechanisms work optimally within a dynamic range. What are we talking about here? So we'll just pick one of these circuits. These are all different circuits that look at that are involved, with regulating some aspect of your physiology. So we'll just pick down here. It says aldosterone control, angiotensin control. So here we're looking at blood pressure control. So when we're younger, we can step outside the optimal range and be able to self-correct when our blood pressure goes out of range. As we get older, though, what they find is that systems fail to self-correct as we age. And this homeostatic capacity starts to erode, and now we have high blood pressure. Or maybe the circuits that aren't working so well, they go out of range, and the regulation for blood sugar control. And now we have blood sugar dysregulation. Or maybe our immune system isn't able to self-correct. And now we have some type of autoimmune situation or hyperimmune situation or allergies or whatever it may be. The HeartQuest also has these ranges, these optimal ranges. And when we go outside those ranges, it's very much the same situation. We're unable sometimes to self-correct. But as we treat our patients, we can see that these numbers are going to come back into range as we remove the stressors. And so we could reverse some of these things and help our body to self-regulate. We'll talk more about that. Very important. And so HeartQuest is a functional evaluation dealing with the patient's ability to adapt to various forms of stress with a very specific corridor and have the vitality to self-correct. That's kind of it in a nutshell. So again, when these stressors here become greater than our body's ability to adapt, we end up with signs and symptoms. And if we ignore the causal factor and just treat the signs and symptoms, which is real common in our society, degeneration is going to ensue. So as we're treating our patient, removing the stressors, strengthening their internal resistance, we should see this reflect on the HeartQuest in this continuum here. What we should see is that they may come in this range here, in dysfunction or disease or further down. But what we want to be able to do is track them and see that the HeartQuest is changing as they move up to their full health potential. So again, HeartQuest shows us which direction the patient is moving from the optimal health potential to the other end of the equation. Now, this is a flyer that I'm just making up right now for the patient, but it's worth reviewing very quickly. So this again is something I'm designing right now for the patient, for any of you who have the HeartQuest. So the autonomic nervous system controls all of your organs and glands without you thinking about it, because it does this automatically, right? For you guys, you already know what the autonomic nervous system is, and we have the two branches of the autonomic nervous system, the sympathetic, and this branch prepares you for emergency situations. From looking at this chart, you can see it is probably not a good idea to be stuck in a sympathetic dominant state. The other branch of the is the parasympathetic nervous system, and hopefully the sympathetic nervous system shuts off and the parasympathetic starts to repair the body after the stress is over. This branch is involved in healthy digestion, decreasing inflammation, and it is involved in repairing your body in deep sleep. It is also involved in the gut-brain connection, in which the gut bacteria is able to communicate with the brain to maintain overall health and especially mental health. If this branch is decreased, your long-term health can suffer. Both systems need to be in balance, and we have the vitality to dance back and forth depending on the needs of the body to maintain good health. As your health provider monitors you on the HeartQuest, both you and your health provider will be able to see the direction your health is moving objectively. What affects the autonomic nervous system are all stressors, such as mental emotional stressors, poor diets consisting of refined carbohydrates and bad fats, overall toxic exposure combined with genetic variations. And so as we remove the obstacles to healing, we're going to see a much more improved regulation of your body through the autonomic nervous system. I want to thank you for listening. To learn more, continue watching the HeartQuest education. We're going to get deeper and deeper and into the subject. And if you're interested in more information, you could contact Global Health Solutions. You can call Dr. Karamov at 503-901-8336, or to contact Dr. Kessler, call 415-646-6112. And again, thank you again for listening.